Welcome back to Physics for All YouTube channel. In this presentation, I am explaining you about 2 marks question answers from the unit Quantum Mechanics and Free Electron Theory. The very first question is, what is de Broglie hypothesis of matter waves? This de Broglie's hypothesis of matter waves explains that matter wave contains dual nature. Dual nature means it has wave nature as well as particle nature. Then the associated wave, which is called as a de Broglie matter wave. The respective wavelength of the matter wave is called as de Broglie wavelength of matter wave. This phenomenon is known as de Broglie hypothesis. From this de Broglie's hypothesis, we have to derive equation for the de Broglie wavelength, that is lambda is equal to h divided by mv. In this equation, h is known as Planck's constant, m is the mass of the particle associated with a de Broglie wave, and v is the velocity of the particle associated with a matter wave. Now the second question is, what are the properties of matter wave? From the equation lambda is equal to h divided by mv, we are concluding the properties of matter wave. The second property of the matter wave is, if the particle mass is low or the lighter the particle, greater will be the wavelength. Now we can revert this property. What we can get? Lesser the particle, we will get the more wavelength. This is the third property. And the fourth property, matter waves are produced when the particles are in motion, either they are charged or uncharged. What is the meaning of this property? Particles అనేటివి charged అయినా uncharged అయినా, then we will get the matter waves అన్నమాట. That is the fourth property. And the another property, the matter waves which is proposed with de Broglie, these matter waves are not at all belongs to electromagnetic waves. And electromagnetic waves వేరు, matter waves వేరు, రెండు ఒకటే కాదు అని దీని మీనింగ్ అనమాట. So what are the meaning of matter waves? Matter waves are the pilot waves which are guiding the particle. That is the meaning of matter wave. Here the last property of the matter wave is, matter waves obeys Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Now we will focus on the what is the meaning of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. We will discuss this one. Okay, so what is Heisenberg uncertainty principle? It is impossible to determine simultaneously both momentum and position of a particle associated with a matter wave, which is known as Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The same sentence we are writing in the form of equation, that is delta x into delta p greater than or equal to h divided by 2 pi. Then the next question is, mention any important applications of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. These are the applications of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The first one is non-existence of electrons inside the nucleus. This can be explained by using the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Second application is existence of the proton also can be explained using the same principle. Binding energy of the electrons can be calculated using the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The next question is differences between the matter wave and electromagnetic wave. This question is very important for the university examination. This question already asked in the previous university examinations. Okay, please go through this presentation completely without skipping the presentation. Wherever you feel important, you can take it as screenshot or note in a notebook and prepare for the examination. Now we are going to explain you about differences between the matter wave and electromagnetic wave. Now we will discuss about the matter wave and compare the same with respect to the electromagnetic wave. The first one is the waves associated with a moving particle. The waves associated with a moving particle are known as a matter wave. Now coming to the electromagnetic waves which are producing because of electric field and magnetic field which are perpendicular to the each other is the meaning of electromagnetic wave. Now second point in the case of matter wave is matter waves are produced by the motion of the particles whether they are charged or uncharged. అంటే దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటి ఇక్కడ మనకు మ్యాటర్ వేవ్స్ అనేటివి ఎలా ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతాయి particles అనేటివి charge అయినా uncharge అయినా from that charged or uncharged particles we are going to get the matter wave. And the other side is only charged particles produce electromagnetic wave. Then third point in the matter waves travel with a velocity greater than the velocity of light. But in the case of electromagnetic waves are travels with the velocity of light. What is the meaning of velocity of light? 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Then in the case of the matter wave, velocity is not constant. In the case of the electromagnetic wave, velocity is constant. Velocity of the particle depending on the mass and velocity. How we are telling this point ante lambda is equal to h divided by mv. Ante meaning enti ikkada in order to calculate wavelength of the particle definitely we need mass of the particle kavali as well as velocity of the particle kavali. If we can apply mass and velocity, then only it is possible to find velocity. Then coming to electromagnetic wave length depending on the energy of the particle, that is lambda is equal to hc divided by capital E. This is the one point. Okay. Now coming to the another point. Now this is another question. Now the question is this question is important. Okay. How are energy values of a particle in a one-dimensional potential box are quantized? This concept getting from the concept of particle in a one-dimensional potential well. Now in this equation here, equation is wrongly typed. Now I will write the correct equation. By typing mistake is happened here. Now according to the concept of particle in a one-dimensional potential well, so we are writing equation for the energy levels of the particle. En is equal to n square h square divided by 8ma square. This is a formula or equation we got from the particle in a one-dimensional potential well. Now in this equation we have to substitute n is equal to 1 substitute cheyali. Appudu em vastundi ikkada n is equal to 1 substitute cheste E1 is equal to 1 square means 1 vastundi divided by h square divided by 8ma square. Now substitute n is equal to 2 in the same equation. What will get? E2 is equal to, in the place of n substitute the 2 value, so 2 square is equal to 4 vastundi. 2 square is equal to ikkada 4 vastundi. Remaining em ikkada h square divided by 8ma square. Now in this expression, in the place of h square by 8ma square, what I will write? 4 into, I will write E1. Like this, I can substitute n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5 and so on. On each and every step what I will get, I am writing here. So what I will get? En is equal to n square into E1. This is the energy values of a particle in a one-dimensional potential well. Then coming to the another question, that is the question number 6. What are eigenfunctions? This eigenfunction equation also getting from the particle in a one-dimensional potential well. Now we are writing equation psi n is equal to a into sine of n pi x divided by a. Now in this equation substitute n is equal to 1, n is equal to 3 and so on. We will get the different values for the eigenfunctions anamata. Then this is another important question. The question is, what is the physical significance of a wave function? This question can be asked, what is the physical significance of wave function? Or in some examinations, simply they ask వాట్ ఈస్ ద సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఆఫ్ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్. సో ఆల్రెడీ మనకు ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్లుగానే వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ అంటే ఏంటి, మనకు మ్యాథమెటికల్గా మనకు పార్టికల్ అనేది ట్రావెల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు స్పేస్లో ద మ్యాథమెటికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎ పార్టికల్ associated with a de Broglie wave can be represented by using the term that is called as a wave function. ఈ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటి, ఇది ఒక కాంప్లెక్స్ క్వాంటిటీ, ఇది ఒక కాంప్లెక్స్ క్వాంటిటీ. నో ఇది కాంప్లెక్స్ క్వాంటిటీ అంటే మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ ఆల్రెడీ మీకు వచ్చే ఉంటుంది. కాంప్లెక్స్ క్వాంటిటీ మీన్స్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ రియల్ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇమాజినరీ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి. రియల్ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇమాజినరీ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. దాని ప్రకారంగా సో వాట్ యూఆర్ రైటింగ్ psi of x comma y comma z is equal to a plus ib and complex conjugate of the psi star is equal to a minus ib. Now I am going to multiply psi of x comma y comma z into psi of x comma y comma z. If I am multiplying both this is what I am going to get a square plus b square. అలాగే వస్తుంది. I am multiplying here a plus ib ని దేంతో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తున్నాను, a మైనస్ ఐబితో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే అప్లై ఏ ప్లస్ బి డి మైనస్ ఫార్ములా అప్లై ఏ ఇంటూ ఏ స్క్వేర్ అవుతుంది, ప్లస్ ఇంటూ మైనస్ మై స్క్వేర్, తర్వాత ఐ స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ బి స్క్వేర్. ఆల్రెడీ వి నో ఫ్రమ్ ద లోయర్ క్లాసెస్ ఐ స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు -1 వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి వాట్ విల్ గెట్ ఏ స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ బి స్క్వేర్ వస్తుంది. అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, ఇక్కడ ద ప్రోడక్ట్ ఆఫ్ psi and psi star is a real quantity. It is known as the physical significance of the wave function. Now coming to the another question number 9. Very important. This question ఇంతకుముందు JNT ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్లో 2 మార్క్స్లో అడగడం జరిగింది అనమాట. ఏంటి ఆ క్వశ్చన్, షో దట్ లాంబ్డా ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 12.27 or 1.2270 by root v. In some examination the same question can be asked, show that lambda is equal to 12.27 divided by root v యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్ అడిగారు. ఎక్కడైతే నానోమీటర్స్లో అడుగుతారో, ఇలాగైతే కన్నా యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్లో అడుగుతారు. నౌ టు ఫైండ్ దిస్ ఈ వాల్యూ, నౌ యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ ద లాంబ్డా ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు h divided by root of 2m EV అప్లై చేయాలి. Now in this equation substitute the Planck's constant, that is 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 apply cheyali. Then mass of the electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg and V is equal to voltage. By substituting all the constants in the above equation, you will get lambda is equal to 12.227 divided by root v అనే value vastundi. Okay na, this is a one question. Coming to the another equation, that is called as equation number 10 anamata. What is equation number 10? Equation number 10 is write the equation directly, write the equation as it is, that is d square psi divided by dx square plus 2m divided by h cat square into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. That is called as Schrödinger time independent wave equation. In the similar way, you can write equation for the Schrödinger time dependent wave equation. Schrödinger time dependent, this is a dependent wave equation. How can we write I h cat into d psi divided by dt is equal to minus h cat square by 2m into d square by dx square plus v into psi is equal to అనేది Schrödinger time dependent wave equation. Next 12th question. What is the 12th question? Write the expression for the wave function of a particle in a one-dimensional potential well. You can write the equation directly from the particle in a one-dimensional potential well వచ్చి ఉంటుంది. You can take that equation as it is here, and psi of x is equal to root of 2 by a into sin of n pi by a into x. That is a expression getting from the equation of particle in a one-dimensional potential well. Then another question from the 13th question onwards, these questions belongs to second part of the 4th unit, that is electron theory. Now what the first question, what are the drawbacks of classical free electron theory? So classical free electron theory, this is proposed by the scientists called as Drude and Lagrange. Drude, D-R-U-D, Drude and Lagrange. These are the two scientists who proposed the classical theory of free electron. So in this theory, this is a failure theory. What is the failure of the classical theory? It cannot explain about the specific heat of solids గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయలేకపోయింది. అండ్ సెకండ్ డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఈజ్ ఇట్ కెనాట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ థర్మల్ కండక్టివిటీ అట్ వెరీ లో టెంపరేచర్. And another drawback is it cannot explain about the susceptibility of magnetic material. And another failure is this theory cannot explain about the Compton effect, photoelectric effect explain చేయబడింది. One more failure ఏమి ఇక్కడ, according to the classical theory, here electrons are moving like a gas molecules. Electrons are moving like a gas molecules. Based on this assumption, classical theory was built up. This assumption is wrong assumption, so we are getting all the failures. This is called failures or drawbacks of classical free electron theory, which is proposed by the Drude and Lagrange. Now to overcome the drawbacks of classical free electron theory, another scientist known as Sommerfeld, he explained about the quantum theory. Quantum theory of free electron. Now we will discuss about what are the quantum theory of free electron. Very first one is quantum theory. Quantum theory explains about the specific heat of solid. It explains the thermal conductivity at low temperature. It explains about the susceptibility of the magnetic material. So quantum theory also explains about the Compton effect and photoelectric effect. And quantum theory established relationship between the temperature and resistivity of a material as well as conductivity. These are the advantages of quantum free electron theory. Then another important question is what is the expression for the Fermi Dirac distribution? This is important question. F of e is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus exponential of e minus ef divided by kBt. Then another question, define drift velocity. So drift velocity is nothing but the average velocity of electron under the influence of electric field is known as drift velocity. Next question is what is relaxation time? The average time taken by the free electron between two successive collisions is called as relaxation time. It is denoted by tau తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాము. వెలాసిటీ is denoted by drift velocity, vd తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాము. Then the another question is what is mean free path? The average distance traveled by the free electron between two successive collisions is called as mean free path. In this chapter, mean free path is denoted by the symbol lambda. This is a 18th question. These are the questions from the quantum mechanics as well as free electron theory of conductors or metals. My dear students, go through all these questions carefully. Wherever you can feel, you can take the screenshot and you can prepare well for the upcoming mid examination as well as the university examination. Okay, in the next session, upcoming session, I will explain you about next third unit 2 marks question, that is dielectric materials as well as magnetic materials. From this chapter I will explain about the 2 marks question. First I will explain about the third unit, then will come to the second unit, and the last one is first unit. After the completion of 2 marks discussion, now we will focus on the essay questions which are asked from the previous university examinations. Please go through this presentation completely. If you have any doubt, please comment me in the comment section. I will give the clarification for your doubts.